I played in piano bars in Switzerland and Denmark, Klosters, St. Moritz, London. The words I have to say may well be simple, but they're true. The book is called Life is Grand, Baby, Notes on Performing, and it's about an intimate performance situation with people, but at the same time, at the back, so there's the rules and the stories. Everybody has two types of life, the external life and the internal life. This is my external life, and this is the internal life. It was hard to concentrate because somebody disabled making a bleating sound like a lamb is, I just said, it's very essential. And it comes from somewhere very deep. An artistic expression also hopefully comes from somewhere deep. So you have to steel yourself, but at the same time make yourself available. It was hard. The important lesson is ignoring certain things around you, as well as someone bleating, is when one person gets up and leaves. If somebody needs the bathroom in an audience and they get up to leave, and if I look and I see them leaving, everybody else is going to look. So the lamb situation was a really good training lesson. But what I'll do is I go on the microphone and I say like this. I say, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone looks up. I say, you know when somebody attacks you and you can't see them? What's that? They're hiding behind somewhere. What's that called again? I can't remember. What's that? Oh yeah, a chicken. Now the whole restaurant is all staring at me. And I proceed to make the clucking sound, and people start laughing. And I look upstairs to my left, and I see a group of kids, and one of the kids isn't laughing. So it's him. And all the other friends of his who are gathered around him think it's really funny. Now, I get to look him in the eye. And I get to be able to say to him, with my eyes, look, I don't want to have trouble, you don't want to have trouble, we're all people here, da-da-da. Just with a little look. Only when you see someone can you get rid of trouble. If you can't, it's like the guy who lives next door with the curtains closed. If you never get to see him, you think he's totally strange. So I waited for this sensitive moment, and I walked in. And I walked up to each of these strategically placed opera waiters. It was a big restaurant. I went up to each one in their face. I went, then I went to the next one. I went around 4 of them. At this point, the manager of the restaurant is having a fit to himself. I can see him, there's steam coming out of his collar like a cartoon character. And I went over to him and I said, keep your guys under control. And I gave him a smile. You know, I stood up for myself, now smile. That's the whole deal, is you must stand up for yourself and then smile. The strategy, however, did not look like it was going so well. I immediately got a phone call from the general manager, Andrew, telling me to pack up my stuff and leave for the night, just in case things escalate, and to come in the next day with a written report. And in the corner, there's a guy under one of the speakers who's sitting drinking the whole night, who I never saw. Because when you see people, you can make a connection with them, you know who's there. This guy, he kind of made a connection with me, but I had no connection with him. I didn't know, I'd not even seen him. So I've learned in the past, when you're involved deeply in a song, in an intimate song of a shared idea, that the spaces between the songs is a good place to talk to people, and you can balance your relationship with the audience from that very intimate place to something sort of human as well, normal. So keeping it light, but still having some interesting facts, having a conversation. I have a book. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a shameless marketing plug. A book called Life is Grand, Baby, Notes on Performing. And in the back, it's got 2 approaches to it. There's theories about performance and stories from the various gigs I've had in this place. He was an autistic fellow, and the lady was his mother. And I had somewhat completely misread the signs altogether. So the book has, after each story, there's a little section called Lessons Learned. And this is, you have to look at people in the room and take a pool of how people feel in the majority. If the odd person has a terrible look, it's not necessarily aimed at you, it's not necessarily how they feel. What I do is I fill it up with this stuff. Water. I fill it up with this stuff, but one has to create the illusion of having a good time.
Or you're faking it then.
It's part of the entertainer's role. written a book. I told you.
What's the title?
The title of the book is called Life is Grand, Baby. Notes on Performing. What to do when you're in a song, how to let people be personal with you in an intimate song. Well, lady like you every now and then got to see something new. Just 'cause y'all seen a lot of things don't mean there ain't nothing new to see.